Like, nigga, is you stupid, bro? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yo, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but it's like a white lady seen him. Was like, I'm gonna get you out of there. I'm gonna save you or whatever. And so he go to this. I mean, y'all saw the episode, but it's like that shit was so. It made my blood boil. It was so real. And then when the white lady was cooking the chicken in the microwave,
that pink ass chicken. He said, "What?"
Hey, she said, should I put it in for 12 minutes? It was really dry last time. Like, bitch, that shit is not
in the microwave.
And she kept calling it fried chicken.
And it was pink too. I was
Come
like,
on,
it looked like
man.
strawberry chicken. I'm like, welcome to the first episode of season 2 on Behind the Red. I'm your host, Tim Gaines, and in front of me we have the magnificent, most wonderful, utmost Peachcurls.
I tried to get his beat. The kid B said he wrote some ass on it, so he had to pass on it. Like when teachers let you leave the classroom. Okay, I get it, my shit be hard to envision, but mental prisons got niggas missing blessings. I ain't bullshit. I mean, you hear this shit, it's crazy, right? I might be biased, but this shit got the wavy light skin.
Sir, happy to have you on the show, man. I've been listening to you for a few months now, and I'm just honestly impressed. Like,
damn,
no one in Cleveland has your sound.
Appreciate
or your
that.
abilities. Like, I can just tell by your music what you listen to is just like in a completely different category too, I'm sure.
I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir. I'm blessed to have you on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here. This great. Episode 1, season 2, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Let's
sir.
go, nigga.
Yes, sir.
Kick it off.
So let's just dive right into it. Let's get to know Peachcurls. Who is Peachcurls? Tell us about yourself.
What you want to know? Like,
so
I mean, I'm me.
all right. How long you been making music for?
Gang? I've been making music for a long time, man.
Word.
I started producing in like 2008.
Word.
I started songwriting in like 2007.
Word.
But then I started playing guitar in like 2004.
Word.
And so I've been doing all of them things, and then, you know, amassing other skills over these last goddamn, what is it now, 2022? So what that is, like 15, 16 years down there?
Yeah.
18 years.
And
No, that's 04. Yeah, I started, actually 04, that's 18 years. That's 18 years.
Yeah, I'm happy
that's
about
18
that,
years. I've been doing this shit for 18 years, man.
Word.
That's crazy.
It's
Damn.
crazy because I can actually tell. Like, I knew when I listened to you, I was just like, where's this nigga been? You know what I mean? I was just like, I've been needing to hear this. You feel me? It's like a refresher is the best way I can describe it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like nowadays, or Cleveland sound is just like so. Whatever it is, I'm not the biggest fan of it. You know what I mean? It's like the hyper pop, or we have like the super like doughboy trap. You know what I mean?
I don't really think. I mean, this is about to be controversial or
Go
whatever,
ahead.
but I don't really think that Cleveland has a sound right now. I think that. And I don't want that to get like misconstrued in me saying that I don't think Cleveland has an immensely concentrated and immense in size talent level. It's just that, like, the Bay Area got a sound.
You must have.
You feel me? Chicago got a sound. Detroit got a sound. New York got a sound. London, sound. Miami, Atlanta.
Yeah.
All these places got their own sound. We had a sound.
What was it?
It was, you know, it's kind of like Bone, for real.
Thug, Bone
like
Thug.
that melodic kind of, you know, chopper style flow with you know, with them dark sounds. Even Cudi was kind of embodying that when he was,
I never realized that
first
said that.
yeah,
actually.
you know, that smoky voice.
Yeah.
Hella layers and shit. That's what I think the Cleveland. And then we had the cap rap scene.
The cap rap scene, what's that?
Okay, so from like in the early 2000s, when like Pooh Gutter, Fat Al, Jet Li, Corey Bates, these all like St. Clair niggas, East Cleveland niggas.
Yeah.
They all went to like Glenville and Collinwood and, you know, various schools in the city. It was like a sound that was influenced by Houston. And it was called cap rap. So like niggas like Tezo, he was another big cap rap nigga. It was like niggas rapping about extremely braggadocious shit.
Yeah.
And then they, some very specific ad libs, like niggas just say something, they be like, right, or get there, or all broke whole shit it on, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Chip the Ripper, he started out capping, like he was a cap rapper originally, and then he transitioned to the more kind of, he always was lyrical. He was like the lyrical cap rapper, you know what I'm saying? He was the nigga for real. He still is the nigga.
Yeah.
And but then he got with Cudi and started making kind of more
commercial, if you would say.
And I'm gonna say generic, and I don't want to. And generic is not a bad word. Generic just means it's more. It was just more. It was less distinct. Mm-hmm. His style was just less distinct when he went
more
to LA.
For all,
exactly.
Versus like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got you.
And that's what I think. When I say Cleveland don't got a sound, it's like we don't have a distinct. We got like niggas that's hard in all these different areas, but nobody's really like distinct.
Yeah.
Except like, some of the underground niggas like Tay Miles, Kip Stone, me, West Will, you know what I'm saying, Affinity. It's a lot of niggas, man, that's got a distinct sound. And I think that we coming up, we finna be the ones to like solidify a sound in here. Freshie, that's another one.
Freshie, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever. What would you consider your sound exactly?
I don't know.
I don't know what it would be either, because I was listening to like all your music and I'm just like, so many like different sounds on like one album, which is what I like. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it sounds complete. You know what I'm saying? Like you get different flavors of like your mind. You feel me?
I appreciate
versus just like one song just with 10 different verses for the whole album, so with some stuff you feeling like. You know what I mean?
Same beat, same drum pattern for a whole album.
Same everything.
Yeah, same BPM, same key, nigga.
But not in this case.
Yeah, not in this case. I think my sound is like an amalgamation of like, everything that I'm influenced by. I know that sounds like a cliche, but I'm gonna break it down. Like Cleveland, for instance, like the city of Cleveland, I think our culture is an amalgamation of several different regions in the country. Mm-hmm. Cause it's like a nigga from Cleveland could go to any of the cities I named, New York, LA, Atlanta, and like fit right in and like understand the culture and like understand even what niggas is saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is, but I think that we just got we are some sort of like, we have some sort of connection to like the entire country somehow.
Yeah.
Cause it's a big city though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not small.
And I think that like that's how I reflect, you know what I'm saying, where I'm from. It's like I grew up listening to like everything, bruh, from, you know what I'm saying, Outkast to Mike Jones to goddamn OG Ron C mixtapes, Mac Dre,
Throwback.
E40. I was listening to all that, Master P, Cash Money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I have a question actually. Did you like grow up in church at all?
I went to church. I wasn't really brought up too religiously. My mama was like young, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and I say that mainly because the song like Move On off of Sketchbook Volume 1, it really gives me like church vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it could be something that like the whole choir singing with the pastor going along like up on the podium, you know what I mean? And like the church like chords and like what's that piano with all the tubes and stuff?
Organs.
The organs, you feel me? Yeah.
That's that Outkast influence, man.
Word,
you know what I'm saying? And that D'Angelo influence. Like, I used to just love. I love how like Outkast and D'Angelo make, and this Dungeon Family, that whole, and all them Atlanta niggas and all them Virginia niggas, like they have a way of making like, you know what I'm saying, unapologetically black.
Yeah,
music,
that's the best word, unapologetically.
And I just wanted, I just love that. So whenever I get the chance to, just make some like shit that's like, black people gonna feel this on an instinctive level. Cause it's like,
that's what it felt like.
You know
I'm not
gonna
cap that song Move On for sure.
Yeah,
definitely moves you. You feel me?
Yeah, it just feel like it feel familiar even though you never heard it before.
That's literally the best way I could describe it. Like it reminds me of like, what is it? The UGK Players Anthem a little bit, in like in similar ways, like with the patterns and stuff. Yeah. Just super big fan.
Thank you, man.
So my next question to you is, describe the album a little bit. Like what went into making it? Like what was your mindset like? Because I feel like it's like really personal almost.
It is. So my father died in 2020.
Okay. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. He died from cancer. It was pretty abrupt, you know. And while he was going, transitioning or whatever, I had been working on a project already that I put out right after he died called Meadow.
Yeah, I love Meadow.
But like, I mean, nothing. You think something happened to you until something happened to you. You dig what I'm saying? So like, when I was working on Meadow, I had been through all the struggles of being like a underachiever, and all the struggles of being, a starving artist and traveling all around and not really getting nowhere. So I thought I had some shit to say. So I made that project. But then this project, Sketchbook, it wasn't even gonna be nothing. That's why I called it Sketchbook.
Really?
Because around the time my father got sick, my sister started. She taught herself how to draw.
Really?
And she cold now. She did some of the artworks for the album, but she is cold now. Like she been drawing for like I think almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years next month, right? You would think she been doing this shit her whole life. Type shit. Like she that raw. And I just was seeing her. For a long time, I was the only artist in my family, so I didn't really have nobody to share my experience with. And I'm seeing my sister like kind of grow as an artist, try all these different styles, and I'm seeing her like I'm seeing the process again from from the outside looking in. I can see somebody growing. I can see somebody falling in love with this thing, and I'm seeing her fill up her sketchbook with all this different shit. She wasn't bound by none of the shit that I'm bound by, which is like trying to fucking. I can cuss on here, brother, because I've been cussing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so, me trying to goddamn like make some shit that's gonna get placed on playlists or make something that's gonna like cater to this certain audience or whatever. I was so wrapped up in that I forgot how much fun it was to make art.
Yeah.
So I started making stuff, sketches. You feel me?
You feel like you didn't have to like put yourself in a box.
Exactly. Okay. She inspired me to really just do it again, just for the sake of doing it. You feel me? And then what was on my mind at the time was what I was going through, like grieving like the loss of my father, trying to figure out like where I stand now, because my existence, and through nobody's fault or nothing like that. I mean, this was my father, so he the person I looked up to the most. My existence was kind of based on his. You feel me? Everything that I did, he was my point of reference, and now I was at the point where like damn, I don't have this point of reference no more. I can't just call whenever I'm like feeling down or something. I can't call this. He used to give me like pep talks and shit. Like I'd be feeling like, man, I'm about to quit this music shit. And he'd be on it. My father was like the hypest hype man, bro.
Word.
Nigga, you man, you know what I'm saying? You better not quit, nigga. This you supposed to be doing it. He'd get so hype you would think he was mad at you. That's how hype he'd be for you. One time
those are people you need, you know what I'm saying?
One time this nigga was talking to me about something. He got so hype he poked me in the chest and broke the skin, bro. He wasn't mad enough. He was just excited, bro. He poked me in the chest, broke the skin. So I didn't have that no more. So that's what I was writing about. And then I was just experimenting with new sounds, new song structures. I'm like, why everything gotta be chorus, verse, bridge, chorus? Let's do some different, like let's just, and that's the trajectory I'm on now. And that's how that came about.
Most of that.
You know what I'm saying?
Word. That's interesting though. And I think like you're blessed to like have somebody like that in your life. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't even have people like that for reference at all.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like even though he may not be here, like they did that whole process throughout your life to kind of like live vicariously through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they've been prepping you for them to not be here this whole time.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of just to like take that lesson and just live with it. You know what I mean?
Just live with it. Yeah.
Man.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't. He bought me my first guitar ever.
Word.
My first everything. It's because of him. He the one that was like, I told him I wanted to do music.
Did he play music at all himself or no?
No, he had a record label. He owned a record label in the 90s, and he was trying to do his Suge Knight Master P thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he was hustling at the same time, so like the hustling shit took over and it was whatever. But Yeah, I just told him what I wanted to do, and he blindly believed in me and just went all the way in. And so I kind of I owed it to him to keep going, keep making music and shit.
So
You know
I'm assuming you're still making music as of today, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got you. Do you feel like you're writing from like a different place now than before?
No, I just think, I mean, I am in a different place, but I always have written from, you know what I'm saying, my perspective based off what I'm going through, you know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't feel like my process has changed. I just feel like the lens, I'm seeing through a different lens. So the process is the same, but now I'm just talking about new things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. Okay.
But I am, you know, experimenting more and like really just, you know, going for it. Just like my sister be doing, you know.
So since you're experimenting more, does that mean we might see a Sketchbook Volume 2 soon?
That's why I left it open-ended at Volume 1, because
we need more songs.
Ain't no right, and ain't no telling. Like, it's like the sketchbook thing is just that. It's like sketches that I feel like I can present. Because another thing that inspired me to do the sketchbook thing years ago. That's the thing when I'm making stuff. Like it's nothing. I'm never like sitting down and it's in one sitting. I come up with the concept. Like concepts be taking years
For real though.
to collect. So. Back in 2016 or something, they did this. Jean-Michel Basquiat had like they brought his like notebooks to the Cleveland Museum of Art, and you could see through his notebooks, right?
Dead ass.
Yeah, and it was like they did a whole exhibit, and they had like it was some pages that just had like his grocery list on it and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking. First thing I was thinking, this shit is exploitative as fuck. Like, this nigga grocery list. This is not art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I was like, shit though. He got to a point where, you know what I'm saying, his notebooks was just as valuable as his final pieces.
No, literally.
And that's it. That kind of like that idea was just always playing in the back of my head. And like I said, then seeing my sister, and I just got to thinking, I'm like, man. You know, everything you say is as important as you say it is. You dig what I'm saying? So like, that grocery list is important now because of who he was. Yeah. So that's where I'm trying to be at.
Yeah, it's like to work so hard that like for instance like. What's it like Midas? Everything you touch turns to gold. In theory, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but not like Midas,
but not like that's a bad example because we all know how that story is. Yeah.
Imagine that everything you touch is gold.
Shit.
Try to take a pee.
Man, said bricked up for life.
Try to eat something.
Hey.
It's all gold.
Man.
But yes though, and trying to make just trying to be thoughtful about everything that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And always trying to like, you know, be critical of, you know, myself, of the world, of art, etc.
Yeah. I feel like art and like music are both the same thing. It's more so like it goes with like life's experiences. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the more you experience, the more you travel, the more you feel like you have some more to say that you didn't have to say before. You know what I mean?
Right.
And for you to release like Sketchbook Volume 2 or even another project, is it like something you're already working on, or are you kind of just waiting for like another transition? Like what's kind of like the deal? Because I know, do you like kind of only like release something when you feel like you have something to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm always making songs. If you know me, if you are a close friend of mine, you probably have, you probably got a hard drive's worth of demos and shit that I'm just trying to just do a heat check. Like all my friends.
Add me to the heat check, please, man. I've been needing more songs.
I got you.
Bet.
So yeah, I you know, I'm always like making shit, heat checking shit. And then when I feel like I have a complete statement, then I start to think of like how to roll it out, how to put it out. But I'm literally always making songs, always, every single day. Like
I can tell, just like I'm telling you about the album, I was like, because like when I first heard it was like your first work I've ever heard, you know what I mean? And I was just like, my first thought was, who is this nigga? Like dead ass. I'm like, yo, like I'm thinking I'm about to check the page, about to be like 600,000 followers. I'm like, Bro, what? Like for real? Like I'm telling you, if I was like an A&R or something, I would dead ass like sign you. And I'm not. I like I love music. I just love like the way shit sounds. And like you got whatever it is that you need. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I appreciate that.
For sure.
Do y'all hear that? Nigga?
Hey, once y'all check his music out, man. It's for real. It's legit, man.
Damn, man, this on the come up shit is getting old, bro. Like,
man,
god damn,
man. Yeah. Blessing to my ears though. But
thank you.
Let's all right. So yeah, what's your favorite song off the album? Let's go there.
I haven't one.
Word.
I haven't a favorite song.
What took the most to make? Like what took like all right, you know what I mean? Like what was like the biggest project for you on the project?
Again, I don't know, cause I'm like, again, when I say I'm always working on songs, I'm like, this is a very head-assery thing to say, like, you know, but you know how Kanye is like, it's that nigga constantly updating shit.
Man, the songs never sound the same, bro.
That's how
The Life of Pablo first version is the best version, and the shit don't sound the same no more. I hate it.
I work like that.
Where
I work like that, where I'll sit again. If you're one of my friends and you got that hard drive's worth of heat check shit, you know that I'll send you like 6 versions of the same song that have like maybe like this much is different, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't ever really know what it took to make a song, because you know, some of these songs lyrically, I come up with lyrics pretty quickly. Like once I feel like the song is at a good place where I can lay down a vocal idea, the lyrics is like pretty much the first lyrics is the final lyrics.
Word, I feel
but
that.
The music aspect of it, some of them songs I've been working on for years.
You have to like tweak certain. Yeah. Okay. Some of those songs from that project you've been working on for years.
Years.
Which is crazy because like I was saying, it sounds like nowadays there's not much timeless music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could play this album in like 2 years and it'll feel like it still came out, like it's new still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff I feel like is like stuck in 2022 or stuck in 2020. You know what I mean? But like this is like some shit that's like has no time slot. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, timeless shit.
Like definitely, that's like the perfect goal. I feel like as an artist is to make like timeless music, but most niggas cannot make timeless music. You know what I'm saying?
They can. Everybody can. I just think that people just get caught up in the. I mean, I was caught up in it too. Like, but something in me wouldn't let me like put out a bunch of bullshit. You know. Cause I just don't want to be misrepresented. I hate the idea of giving somebody like a link to my music and they hearing some shit that is not representative of where I'm at or representative of who I am. You know what I'm saying? I need my shit to be pristine because I need it to speak for me.
Word.
You dig what I'm saying? Cause it is me ultimately.
It's like your story to the world.
And when I die, like that's the shit that's gonna be left of me.
Yeah.
I don't really take a lot of pictures like that. I don't really have no huge successful job. I don't have no kids. Not that I'm not saying that I won't, but I don't. So if I die today, I need something that gonna represent me.
Exactly.
And my shit represent me. But I think that everybody has the ability to, if you make music and you good at it, you got the ability to make some timeless shit. You just gotta be willing to like learn shit all the time and let shit like sit for a minute.
Yeah. Be at your craft.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Word.
But a lot of people don't make timeless music, which then, you know, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of timeless music, like what's in your like rotation right now as far as like what you've been listening to?
That Rosalia album.
Where I've heard a lot about it. Do you know Spanish at all?
Yeah, but I'm not fluent.
Okay, yeah.
I can just get around, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But that shit is...
It's fire?
Man, that shit is A1, man.
Word.
A1.
Word. Is it more like, do you get any inspiration from it? Like, do you ever want to do like a Hispanic Latin song? You ever thought about that?
No, I don't ever want to do that.
Okay.
But not anything against it, but it's just not... I'm not you feel me?
Yeah.
I'm from Cleveland. You feel me? I'm black.
There's some taco spots in Cleveland. What you mean?
I mean, but that nigga said taco. Hell no.
Hey.
No, but yeah, I'm just it inspired me in a sense that like I want to make kind of shit like I want to get weirder. Because she is on some experimental, but it's like still beautiful and warm and big.
It's like still her. While trying to find her.
It remind me of like James Blake or this D'Angelo or like Gabriel Garcon Montano. That's another nigga that's always in my.
I'm not hip.
Crazy.
Big Hispanic artist. I'm assuming.
He does do some Spanish language shit, but he from Brooklyn.
Where? What's his name?
Gabriel Garcon Montano.
Interesting, but it's like an American artist.
He hard.
Word.
He like the Colombian D'Angelo, bro.
Word.
He's hard.
I gotta get hit.
Obviously, Outkast is always in rotation. Goody Mob is always in rotation. Gorillaz.
Yeah. Also, I got to meet 3 Stacks by chance.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I saw him. He told me why he was walking down Venice Beach playing a flute.
Everybody who have seen this nigga in the past 5 years
playing the flute, I'm like, is that 3 Stacks?
crazy.
Yo, got a picture with it and everything. Cool. Like,
that's
probably
crazy.
Definitely my number one most starstruck moment in history.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's one of the greatest,
and he's short, but he's like probably like 5'8".
I believe it.
I don't know why I thought it was like 6'2", 6'3".
It's the aura.
Hey, no, for real though. For real.
I believe it. Him and Big Boy ain't that much.
Man, Big Boy probably like 5'5". Man, it's small as hell.
Hey, but I always feel like I gotta mention Big Boy when somebody mention Andre, because niggas be trying to sleep on Big Boy
all
like he ain't the shit.
I be forgetting myself. I can't lie.
Big Boy is the shit.
Most def.
Just as good as Andre.
It's the equal balance.
They are fucking equals, bruh. But yeah, that's always in Outkast, Rosalia right now. I know this gonna sound like I'm in a real like Latin American bag, but Rodrigo Amarante is in heavy rotation all the time.
Word.
Like I said, Gorillaz, D'Angelo. You know, it's hard to quantify. Sly.
Yeah.
Sly is always in rotation. But yeah, just whatever is I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I've been on an indie rock.
I was gonna say I noticed you have kind of like an indie like style to you a little bit, but there was, I forget what song it is, but it's more so like folk almost.
Strange.
It is strange. That is one. Yeah. Did you get like a folk kind of inspiration from that one?
I started out as a guitar player in a
is that
band
a guitar or like a banjo?
It's a guitar.
It's a guitar.
Acoustic
Okay,
guitar.
it just sounds like a lot like flatter.
Yeah,
okay.
but in music, I started music out as a guitar player.
Okay.
I was in a band and everything.
Word.
Yeah, that's how I'm known.
What was the band?
It was called Thaddeus Anna Greene.
What does that mean?
Just a name I came up
okay,
with. This girl I was messing with in college, her grandfather's name was TJ, and his real name was Thaddeus, so I took that. Then I wanted a feminine middle name, so I made it Anna, and then I wanted a last name that was a color, but that wasn't white or brown.
Yeah.
So what other name makes sense as a color but a last name?
Yeah.
Green. Can't be like purple or blue or some corny
red.
shit like that. That shit corny. But that is where I got my name from. Like where I got known from.
Were you Peachcurls back then as well?
No, I was TJ Macklin of Thaddeus Anna Greene.
Gotcha.
And then me and Kip Stone. I don't know if you know who Kip Stone is.
I'm not familiar. I've seen the name before.
He a rapper from Cleveland. We was like in a little collective together. We started out together.
Okay.
That's how the person where that's where I like kind of cut my teeth on producing and engineering. And if it wasn't for the work that I did with him, because the reason why I started doing that with him is because he didn't have nobody to make him beats. He didn't have nobody to record him. So I was like, fuck it, let me just learn how to do it. If I hadn't learned how to do it for him, I wouldn't know how to do it for myself.
Most of that.
Type shit.
Most of that.
That's, I don't know how I got on that, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's how that happened.
Word. Next question, actually. I'm curious. How'd you come up with the name Peachcurls?
I can't tell you, man.
Word. It's a secret?
Yeah, that's like... It's a secret. It's like
you don't got to if you don't want to.
It's like lore. I gotta build the lore. I want one day, maybe when we take off.
Yeah.
When we like next level.
Yeah.
You'll get the exclusive. You know what I'm saying? But I want that to be some shit that like, if I ever get like super super huge.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of dumb and it's kind of simple, but like if I ever get super super huge, I want that to be kind of like, an attraction. Word.
Because I'm curious on like what it is. I'm like, that's just, it sounds so dope and it looks good on paper.
That's why.
That's the craziest thing though. It looks good just looking at it. You know what I mean?
And it's like Peachcurls. What the fuck? What type of shit you make? Literally. And then you hear it, it's like that don't sound nothing like what I thought it would sound. Exactly.
Like. But it still fits the name at the same time.
You know what I'm saying? You see the vision, man.
I fuck with it.
And it's some Cleveland shit too. It's low key some Cleveland shit. Word. Like,
He likes peach rings And he used to have curls in high school.
I do love peach rings now.
That's part of the deal. Who knows? That's interesting though. Okay, I'll let you say the secret for when it's time for Bruce Wayne to release his identity.
You know what I'm saying? And we might get the exclusive on here, man.
Hey,
you know,
we'll see. All right. So I want to go back into like your inspiration as far as music. Like what'd you listen to coming up? You know what I mean?
Swisher House. Fucking Chameleonaire was my favorite rapper.
Oh man, 2000 what, like 1 to like 06?
Man.
The era. The big earrings, the grill, the headband.
All that. Lil Flip.
Three do-rags, 2 hats.
Yes.
Man.
But I ain't gonna hold you. I've been listening to the same type of music since forever.
Word.
Bow Wow. I used to love Bow Wow.
Man, yeah, for sure.
I used to love Fall Out Boy. Sure. I used to love, Jimi Hendrix was like God to me.
Word.
You know
one of the
saying?
only black guitarists.
Exact.
Which is still weird to think about, even right now, though.
Man, but then, once you get into it, listening to Jimi Hendrix got me into, like, things that wasn't hip-hop and R&B. And then that's when I started learning about, like, blues and all of the people that he got his style from.
Most definitely.
And that got me into Prince, which got me into Sly, which got me into Stevie Wonder. And then I got...
Motown's
it's like, I listened to Hendrix, and then I started listening to all this other type of music that kind of circled me all the way back to Outkast and like Missy Elliott
back to the
and
roots.
Timbaland and all of that shit.
So you see where they got their shit from, and you picked up on the stuff that they like. So it all just became like, I feel you.
Yeah, I got to points of reference. Everything is about points of reference and shit. Like, so I just figured I dug into who my points of reference was. You feel what I'm saying?
The samples are the samples.
The samples are the samples.
Yeah. Word. Do you use any samples in your album at all?
Sketchbook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use one Sensu Bean is a sample from this it's a genre of music called Nawa.
I've never heard of that.
It's like a North African type
sample we would never catch.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like some North African like bass percussion, you know what I'm saying, religious music, but it's like it's like it's undulating and like,
like boom bap.
No, it's like round, like it doesn't have a defined. The bars don't have a defined beginning or end. They just kind of like, it's just kind of like this circular kind of thing. And you'll hear like a bass, you can find like these, in this like kind of circular phrase, you can find little pieces that you can superimpose on like a 4/4 grid or some shit like that, and then put a kick and snare behind it. And it's like one of them things like that a hip hop sample geek you can't find these.
Wouldn't know.
You can't find that. You cannot find that sample. I implore you to try to find that sample. Man, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because your album's like so spiritual that I feel like I'm surprised. Like did you make all those beats? Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Every song that I ever put out, I made the beat. Word. Yeah. Because I know on your except for I got a song called Philippe. I didn't make the beat for that, but every other song I made the beat. Because I know your like Spotify thing, it says I make books off the MacBook Pro, and I'm like weak as fuck, you know what I mean? But I'm like, you really do make your own beats though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Word.
All out the bedroom, all off the MacBook Pro. I just upgraded my setup a little bit, like last year, but before that, it was literally MacBook Pro, drum machine, microphone. That was it.
Do you still like produce for other people too, or no?
Yeah, I produce for other people. Okay. It's few and far between because people don't be seeing the vision, man. Like,
man, I'm sitting here like I'm trying to make music now. I'm not gonna cap. Like, yo, like it's amazing.
People don't be seeing the vision, so I'll send somebody some like people love the idea of making left of center music, weird shit, or like. People have like they want to make some weird shit, but they want to make some weird shit like the other weird shit that they heard. Yeah. And then I'll be like thinking to myself like, you think when Pharrell sent Jay-Z the first Neptunes beat ever, you think that Jay-Z heard anything like that ever before?
Never.
No.
Never.
And that don't mean we need to go out and make beats that sound like Neptune's beats. That mean we gotta embody that mentality. Like, think about the song Caught Out There by Khalees. Yeah. I hate you so much right now. Yeah. You remember the first time you heard that? I do. I remember the first time I heard that. It was unlike anything I had ever. It was the weirdest shit I ever heard before. Yeah. But but I couldn't. I loved it though. You know what I'm saying? It just hit. So that shit fucked me up. Ever since then, I've been trying to make shit that don't sound like nobody else shit, but it's still good. And I send people music, and for whatever reason, you know, they don't really see the vision. So I just they end up like kind of ghosting me. Word. So then I end up just using the beat for myself.
That's hard to believe, man. Like that's crazy. Yeah, your shit's just so different. I feel like a lot of niggas might not be able to like step in that lane also sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Not even so different, but so you.
But you see, we was talking about, before we started filming, we was talking about Pusha T, right? Yeah. And we was talking about clips and shit. And it's like, hold on, I gotta get some lip chap, I feel.
You good.
But we was talking about Pusha T and them. Nigga, Lord willing, the beats on that album were strange as slappers, fuck, but they was all hard, and them niggas was talking about gangster shit like on them beats.
Yeah, the most gangster shit.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure.
Cash Money, Manny Fresh beats was weird as fuck.
Yeah, Timbaland, the juvenile beats at first. Them
bitches was hella weird, but that shit became like, it became the sound because niggas was like, this is what it is. So facts. You gonna like this because this is what it is. And the rappers at the time wasn't so much information out here, so they couldn't be like, all right, there was no type beats back then. Mm-hmm. Now everything is not everything. Let me not speak in absolutes, but like type beats exist. And people want to sound like they favorite rappers because it's accessible to. It's really easy to sound like something that already exists. You can download a template, you can download a sample pack, you can get a type beat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you hear some shit that's kind of unlike any of that, you can't even perceive it as dope, or you don't think that you can walk on it. But it's like, yes, you can. I'm not asking you to sound. I'll send a nigga a beat and they'll. One of the critiques would be like, well, this sound like some you shit, but I don't think I can get on this. And I'm like, I'm not asking you to sound like me on this. I'm asking you to sound like you on this.
Yeah, like bring your own flavor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
When Jay-Z worked with Timbaland, he wasn't asking Jay-Z to sound like Missy. He was asking Jay-Z to sound like Jay-Z. Exactly. And that brought a whole nother element to Timbaland's sound. And then they grew together. There is a clear Timbaland Jay-Z sound now. And there's a clear Timbaland Missy sound now. You know what I'm saying? But they still in the same family type thing. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what I be trying to get people to just kind of trust me. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's hard, man, because it's easy to make something that sounds like something else and get a big playlist placement and then get 500,000 streams and then run it up.
You got the whole
Capitalism wins again, you know. So I just got to keep doing me and keep affecting people the way that I affected you.
Yes.
In the sense that like, and one day niggas gonna be like, wait a minute, man. You know, in the pantheon of like underground Cleveland artists, like niggas gonna have to mention me.
Man, no,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
for real. I'm listening to the shit. I'm like, this nigga is not signed. That's literally like I'm not gonna cap, like for sure.
Right, man. So I don't know what the question was though.
Something about like artists you
producing for other artists. Okay, yeah. But I am currently working on a project with this my homegirl from New York. Her name is Stones. Word. I'm producing her whole EP. Actually, I'm finishing that up. And then I'm producing some shit for an artist called Affinity.
You mentioned him earlier. Is it he or she? She. Okay, you mentioned
one
her earlier.
Of the coldest rappers.
Word.
On earth.
Lyricist.
She can freestyle. Sound like writtens.
Word.
Yes.
Word.
She's crazy. But so I'm working with her, doing some production for her. But then that's and a couple Bay Area artists, like you know, but nothing major.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All work's good work, you know what I'm saying? Plus you're getting your mind out there to the public. That's what I like to think about it as, you know what I'm saying?
The more people besides me that jump on my shit, the more people will kind of start to trust what I'm saying.
What's that?
Cuz it's, you know, right now I'm just like the nigga like, bro, trust me, bro.
Yeah.
But like when I finally have some shit other than my own records that I produce, then it's going to be like, okay, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm about to go, you know, I don't see how
Talk your shit.
I don't see how you can hear what I do with one of my records and can't trust that I can make it what it do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not for me to see.
Hey, everybody got different agendas or different perceptions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Different goals.
I feel like you just can't take anything too personal, especially in the music game nowadays. You know what I mean? It's just,
It's tough though because like this game, man, you be around all these people that kind of big you up in private. You know, like niggas be like, man, you one of the rawest, nigga. I got that. Just so you know, I got this from you. I got that. I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But then when it come time to like really like solidify that shit and lock in, then it's like crickets. So it's hard not to take it personally, but I don't take it personally because it's anybody's game at this point still.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. Do you feel like hip hop is shifting right now?
What you mean?
I feel like the sound is like in a weird space right now. Like there's no like official sound that's like hot right now because we have like Atlanta's hot. We got the Lil Baby Gunna sound. We got the Detroit sound. Then it's like we got the Trippie Redd, I guess, like rage sound. But I feel like nothing's really like at number one, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Like a sound?
Yeah.
That's cause globalization, the internet. Yeah. I don't think it's hip hop. I think it's just like the world is different. Everything is specialized. So you could be a hip hop fan and your algorithm can be all like Amine, Earth Gang, Jid, you know what I'm saying? Them type of niggas. Or you can be a hip hop fan and your algorithm can be, you know what I'm saying, NBA Youngboy and Lil Durk. And them niggas. Or you can be a rap fan and your algorithm can be Drake and all the pop pop star and the Doja Cat and them
the
niggas.
Distro kids now kind of control a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So it's like I don't think it's shifting. I think it's just like now it's always been like this, but I think now it's kind of a more like each of these niche subgenres of rap. And rap is hip hop music is young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially rap music is like young. You got to think about how many subgenres there are in rock and roll. Like, and then you got heavy metal. That's a subgenre, but it's like such a big subgenre that it's almost a whole nother genre.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of trap. It's like a subgenre that's big enough to kind of be its own genre because there's so many different avenues of trap. Rap is like kind of growing into something that's as major as its counterparts, you know. So I think it's. I
never thought
thought
about it like that. I never even thought about rap having its own subgenres.
Yeah, and
that's
it does
because it definitely does.
It does. Like you could be a rock and roll nigga, and you could be a classic rock and roll nigga, and it's 2022, and you still wearing bell bottoms, smelling like patchouli. But then you could also be a rock and roll nigga, and like you could be on some like the 1975 shit.
Yeah.
Or like you could be one of them Metallica type niggas, or a Cannibal Corpse type nigga, or a pop punk type nigga. Like rap is young, like I said, so it's and the appeal is finally, not even finally, the appeal is just matured to a point where, you know, it's some rap for everybody now.
Most definitely.
I mean, you got to think rap is so young that some of the niggas that started rap are still alive.
Yeah, like the 80s is when it really came around. 70s, you want to count like the Sugar Hill Gang. That's like the first rap song for real.
Rick Rubin is one of the first rap producers of all time.
Yes, and
he's still producing records today.
Yes. How old is he anyways?
I think he's in his 50s. He in his 50s. You know, Dr. Dre is older than LL Cool J, and LL Cool J was one of the first niggas, bro. Like
16 coming off the block, no cap.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Rap is young, man.
Yeah.
Hip hop culture in general is young. It's my parents' age. My mom is 52. Rap is my mama's age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you have? I have this theory that I feel like rap was like so cool at first because it was like, I guess like different and like I guess like what's the word, like edgy, not edgy, but almost just like put it this way, like if white kids were listening to it, it was almost like a shocker at first, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But now we're getting more into like, I feel like rap's like gentrified in a way, or like just so oversaturated that it's almost like not seen as what it originally was. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's losing its culture sometimes.
I mean that we run into when you think like that, you run into like the you run the risk of like sounding like them jazz elitists. You ever know anything about the jazz world?
A little bit.
So it's like it's elitist. It's jazz elitist. It's like, man, jazz isn't what it used to be, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I can imagine these dudes.
But back in the day, when jazz first like kind of started brewing, bebop and all of these things were kind of in their infancy, it was like this kind of underground kind of dirt. Same with blues. When blues kind of started out, it was like this underground folk music. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't a lot of like academic discussion about it. There wasn't really a lot of commercial interest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But then as the culture grew and the culture started to prove itself important, and important by whoever's standards, I don't know, because it was always important to the people it was important to. I know that sounds circular and like kind of like a non-statement, but it does. For to not make this a racial conversation, because I don't think it is. Even though black people was kind of were at the helm of blues and jazz music. There were, just like in hip hop, black and brown people was at the helm of that. There were some integral white figures in the world at its inception. Yeah. Same with jazz, but it still didn't have a lot of commercial interest or a lot of cultural importance
until recently.
Well, until like it started, like kind of people started to realize how sophisticated it was and how hard it was to make and how complex the arrangements were and the virtuosity of the players. And then you had their version of clean jazz or smart jazz and then you got like different genres. You started to get big band shit and you started to get the bebop world, and then you got the cool jazz and the hot jazz and West Coast jazz, and then just like rap. And then rap, so you can kind of compare that to the hip hop world in the same way. Hip hop art, all of that shit was super underground at first. Didn't have a lot of commercial interest. It was just a bunch of dirty street kids. It was folk. It was a folk culture. The music was folk music.
In the most urban terms.
Exactly. Yeah. But then it started to get Russell Simmons and, all of these like moguls in hip hop started to prove hip hop culture and rap music's commercial viability and its like cultural importance. Yeah. And then that's when you started to see, sort of more more capitalistic push in the realm, and now we at a point where it's billions of dollars.
All capitalistic. Yeah, it's capital. You know what I mean? Literally.
But you still have those. It's still very important to the people it is important to, like me and you, who our lives are dedicated to hip hop culture in some way. Yours being such a huge fan of it that you want to document it. Mine being such a huge fan of it that I want to make it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we the people that's gonna keep it going, keep it alive, and keep it true. Just like it's people in jazz that's gonna always keep it going, keep it alive, and keep it true. And they never. It's. That's why I say, like, if you an elitist, then I don't consider you a real fan, because you don't love it. You don't love it. You just love knowing more about it than somebody else.
Exactly.
And that's whack as fuck to me.
I know what you mean. I feel like the Grammys is almost elitist.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I mean, I feel like in order to be a Grammy nominator, you got to be an elitist. Not have to be, but like that's what they look for.
Well, also, I mean, the Grammys is notoriously racist.
Always.
Little Richard never won a Grammy.
Really?
So fuck the Grammys. The Clips never won a Grammy. So fuck the Grammys.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I want one though. You see what I'm saying? Because it's important. But like, I mean, it don't really mean nothing. It's just an accomplishment. It's more like a benchmark than anything else, really. If you win a Grammy, then you kind of know that like you are on a level of you're at a high level of creation where like you can pretty much say and do whatever you want to do. It's just up to you to have like the courage to keep doing that.
That's real.
That's why people like the Gorillaz are so influential to me, because they got several Grammys.
That's interesting, because their genres are like, it's not considered rap, is it?
I mean, it's definitely some hip hop influence in there,
yeah.
but they got like dub influence, reggae influence.
But I wonder what their Grammys like for, like what specific genre it is.
They probably
It's like
got,
album of
you
the
know, they
year.
probably got songs of the year, records of the year, albums of the
they got
year,
a
that
lot
type
of-
of shit.
yeah.
And that's why I
There's a
kinda,
lot of movies too.
A lot of
That's why like the chase scenes, man. I never understood like how much. And Gorilla's been around for a minute too.
since 2001.
Yeah, I recently got hip to them probably the last like 5-6 years. So I'm like super late.
Yeah. They crazy. And that's why I stay in that like kind of genreless space, because like when you artists that live in like a genreless space are kind of eligible for a lot more opportunities, and they kind of, you get recognized for a lot more. Like people will never truly understand how important Trap or Die was by Jeezy, right? They won't ever really understand how important that shit was.
Man,
and that's a shame.
Classic,
Just like
yo.
people won't ever understand how important Friday was.
Man,
Very important.
Yes.
Should have won an
Cult
Oscar.
Classic.
Should have won an
Cult
Oscar.
Classic, bro.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And like,
What a-
so
man.
I kind of picked up on that and said, all right, I'm going to embody what those things embody, but I'm going to play the game a little bit and stay like kind of genreless so that I can shine a light on what I think is important in a way that like a massive amount of people can like kind of digest and enjoy. You don't have to really fully, you don't have to write think pieces to understand like how good something that I make is, or
Yeah.
be like kind of corny about it and say like, well, you know, Trap or Die is, you know, as important as Illmatic. Like that's, you know, corny shit.
You don't
know
gotta
what I'm
compare.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? It's just accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
So you said you're not really into sports like that. You
No.
know what I'm saying? So you're more of a TV, cinema dude, film dude, I
Yeah.
assume, right?
Love movies, love cartoons, love TV shows. Yes.
So I'm gonna hit you with the ultimate. What's your favorite movie?
Friday.
Word. Okay. All right. That's a quick answer.
100% my favorite
Word.
movie of all time.
Word for word. Know it.
I know the whole movie word for word. You can put it on. I never don't want to watch it.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's when I'm having a panic attack. If I watch Friday, calms
Brings
me
you
right
back
down.
home. I feel you. I
love that movie.
What's your reason? Feels like home, kinda. It's just like really captures black culture the way it's supposed
My
to.
like nerdy reason is because it's like the most accurate portrayal of black people in cinema in any movie history.
I said
in
that.
all of movie history, Friday is the most accurate representation of how black people talk to each other, how black people move, how we think,
Yeah,
how we,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I was between that and the Boys in the Hood. Those two, because that cookout scene in Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
I was like, this is feels like you just watching someone's life.
Some regular niggas.
You know what I'm saying?
But the only
Yeah.
thing about Boys in the Hood is like, you know, the drama aspect of it. Like, it's very dramatic.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot happens in that movie.
And life can be like that, but more often than not, life is like Friday.
Yeah,
than
for sure.
Boys in the Hood. Even if you're from the hood, like niggas might come shoot up the street.
Yeah, that's
But
another
like,
thing. Yeah.
it ain't like in Boys in the Hood where it's like stops time.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
dies. But like, nigga, I done been sitting around. Niggas start shooting. You run in the house, then you come outside, and the day continues.
Yeah,
like nothing happened.
like it's
You
a normal
feel what I'm
Tuesday.
saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Where the ice cream man at? You feel me?
Exactly. So yeah, Friday is like hands down my favorite movie.
Okay.
It was lightning in a bottle. They didn't even know what they was doing. and
They
just-
didn't though. And
lightning in a bottle.
What I found funny is the budget for that movie was so low. Like I think they made that in probably under
$5 million.
$100 grand. Yeah,
$5 million.
$105
It was $5
million.
million.
Yeah, and it grossed over
Crazy.
God knows how much.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? It's probably like double platinum or double
3
diamond.
locations.
That's it.
3
Really?
locations.
Really?
Craig's house, Smokey's house, and the corner store.
That's funny as hell. Yeah, you're right. That's right. It takes place on the entire porch and inside the house.
Come on, man.
That's crazy.
It's a
as fuck.
classic,
Yeah,
bro. It's
and it takes place in one day.
flawless.
That's like
it's
my
a
favorite
flawless
part.
movie, bro.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
real. For real.
Man, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Word. So what you been watching lately? Like far as like TV wise.
Bruh, you hooked to Severance?
Someone's told me about that though. Is it on Hulu?
It's on Apple TV.
Word.
Man, that
Word.
shit's so crazy, bro.
Word.
Severance is crazy.
It's a TV show or
It's a TV show.
Word. Niggas gonna make me get Apple Plus now.
You
I
got
might
it.
have
Hey,
to check it out.
Severance is crazy. I've been watching the new Proud Family. Crazy.
That shit is good though, and they cussing
Yeah.
it a little bit too. I was like, word.
And it's like laugh out loud funny, you
yeah.
know. Man, if it's on TV, I'm watching it, bro.
Word. You hit to Snowfall?
Snowfall. I watched
Of course.
Snowfall.
What you think about this new season? I think it's a little.
It's kind of boring.
It is, bro. It is. It's,
It ran its course. They got Walking Dead syndrome.
yeah, and I feel like John Singleton died. We all know that, right? So it's like the original director, you can tell it's not the same director. Also,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of pieces missing. A lot of like, I don't know. It's just not it. Even the word selection, the dialogue,
kind of corny, kind of like I still watch it because I'm locked in. I've been watching since season 1, and I'm just committed. But like, yeah, it's definitely a drop. Like, you know, Game of Thrones went through it, lost in quality.
I never watched it before, but I heard it was solid.
It was solid, but you know, notoriously the last 3 seasons are like ass.
The worst, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
But you gotta watch it all the way through. Walking
to.
Dead was like that, where like it just got. It's still on.
Man, it's on like season like 16 or something, 15.
Can't believe
like Grey's Anatomy, but with zombies,
Get
bro.
it out
It's
of
like,
here.
come on,
get
dog.
it out of here,
for real. They done killed the whole first cast. What's the point at this point? And they got like 2 whole like separate series now too. I'm like, come on, now.
It's trash. But yeah, I'm watching Atlanta. You know,
what you think about that the new season?
Love it.
The first episode with the black kid who goes with the white family because his mom was wilding.
First of all, it was so real because like it made my blood boil.
Yeah,
how real it was when she was disciplining her son in the school and the guidance counselor intervened. It's like people. It's like, that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, being black is so crazy because, like, you even got to parent your kids in private because, like, people police how you do every fucking thing. Like, culturally speaking, this is how black people raise their kids.
Yes.
That boy was not being abused. His mama was trying to instill in him the importance of, nigga, you gotta act right. And it's not fair, but you are a young black dude, and if you do anything not right, they gonna call you stupid.
Literally.
Or they gonna kill you and put you in jail. That's not an exaggeration.
It's not.
That's
it's not. It sounds like
TV.
A joke until you
For
are
all the
in
white
this
people
skin.
watching, all the white followers, that shit is true, bruh.
Yes.
They tried to do that shit to me because I was bad in school. Like, I was a talkative, you know, jokester in school, right?
Yeah.
They tried to put me in a slow class. Yeah.
Word.
My mama was not having it.
I can imagine, y'all.
And she had the same exact conversation with me.
Word.
That the mama on Atlanta, like, nigga, is you stupid, bro? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yo, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but it's like a white lady seen him, was like, I'm gonna get you out of there. I'm gonna save you or whatever. And so he go to this. I mean, y'all saw the episode, but it's like that shit was so. It made my blood boil. It was so real. And then when the white lady was cooking the chicken. In the microwave.
Man, that pink ass chicken. He said, what?
Hey, she said, should I put it in for 12 minutes? It was really dry last time. Like, bitch, that shit is not.
in the microwave.
And she kept calling it fried chicken.
And it was pink too. I was
Come on,
it looked like
man.
strawberry chicken. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. Then he like, where the washcloths at?
She said there is no washcloths.
No washcloths.
Yo.
Yeah.
Said, but you know what? You know what I think so crazy is that like I don't know how true this is, but a lot of my like white friends, they don't use washcloths.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I'm curious on like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, is that even a cultural barrier, or is that just like hygiene?
I think it's a cultural thing because I ain't gonna hold you.
Niggas got that bar soap going to town.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like I really don't think you have to use a washcloth to bathe. But
unless you just flossing the asshole
but
with the,
you know what I'm saying? Black folks, you know what I'm saying? We think how we think.
Yeah.
It's cultural.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But and then when they was giving him that wild ass nickname, I was saying before we started shooting, crazy. Like that's like kind of a microaggression, you know.
Well,
like,
we'll explain it a little bit. The nickname, how his name was originally like Latrell, Laquarius, but they were like, let's just call him Larry for short. Yeah. And
so like before I even saw the episode, me and my mom was talking about that very same thing because we was talking about the Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Thomas. Is it Ketanji? What is it? What? Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah.
Right? It's Brown Jackson, right? Look at her. I don't want to get her name wrong. I think it's Ketanji Brown Jackson or Jackson Brown.
Let's see. Just search Ketanji. Man, I'm like, shit. How do you spell it? Oh yeah,
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
It's just how it's spelled. Literally,
it's spelled how it look. Yeah. And all these people are pronouncing her name wrong. And you can pronounce Stoyavkovich or some shit like that, or a last name that's all consonants. Yeah. But you can't pronounce fucking Ketanji.
Literally,
it's bullshit. It's a microaggression. It's to like kind of like make you have to identify yourself by they standards. You know what I'm saying? And like my mom was talking because my mom has been a teacher or was a teacher for like my whole life. Now she like teaches teachers.
Okay,
but yeah, it's like you get it. have a bunch of kids, they're 5 years old, they have nobody advocating for you. You got this bigoted teacher telling them that their name is too hard to pronounce. And not only are they like coming up with nicknames, they making funny faces at the name.
Yeah.
They making comments on the name. And so and like somebody's name might be Laquarius, right?
Yeah.
And they say, "Oh, we're just gonna call you Larry." Bitch, no, you're not finna just call me Larry. That's not my name.
Close to my name.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can pronounce fucking Timothy Chalamet. You can pronounce fucking Laquarius, bitch. Sound it out. Like,
literally.
how you gonna teach me how to read? You can't read my fucking name.
Literally, you want me to like, respect you and like answer to like some bullshit nickname you gave me every day, like I'm a pet or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that shit hit so home to me, and every time they called him Larry, my blood boiled. Like, that's not his name.
Larry?
That's not his name. You know what I'm saying? So like, crazy. And then the episode when they was in Europe. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, because you said you were in Scandinavia.
I was in Sweden. Spent some time in Sweden, which is right. That's Scandinavia, right?
Yeah.
And it was just funny to see like kind of American black people experience like European racism, because European racism is I forgot
about that.
It's a lot different than American racism, because it'll make you think that it's cool. They make you think it's cool.
Word.
Because it's like they are nice, and it's not. It's not really. Yeah. Like American racism is like, if I can simplify it, it feels aggressive and violent and like very hateful. European racism is that, and I'm specifically talking about against black people and black Americans. Like European racism is all of those things, but it's kind of like disguised as like ignorance. Like, oh, he's just one of Santa Claus's elves that fell down the chimney. Like, and then the nigga was like, sound like he was one of Santa Claus's slaves. Like, good I respect the rebrand though. Like, yeah. Cause it's like, like I'm
That's
not.
What it was.
Dumb,
one
like,
of his elves.
And then when he was trying to beat up Earn, he ended up whooping the nigga ass that was in blackface.
Yeah, cause he
racist.
He said, "I'm sorry, I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this."
Because he looked like a black person.
Yeah.
Like,
and it was a white man and
some Liam Neeson shit, bruh.
Everyone forgets about that.
Everybody forget about that.
I ain't forget.
I did not forget about that.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched Taken 1, 2, or 3 since, and nigga, I love the movies. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Get him out of here.
But I'm like, I can't watch it.
Get him out of here,
man.
But like, so that was because over there, it's like that. You know, like it's you will fuck around and really not realize that they was talking to you aggressively or talking down to you until you like kind of get home and get to thinking like, wait a minute. That bitch was talking to me like I was dumb.
No, that ass song.
You know what I'm saying? So, that shit hit home. I like that shit a lot.
Most def. Most def. What's it called? I feel like the racism in like Europe might be a little, I guess like, I don't even want to say more accepted, but I feel like it's just less challenged than it is here in America because of like, I guess we all of us black people know that like we've been slaves 200 years ago, you know what I'm saying? But in Europe, I feel like they don't think like that, you know what I'm saying? Or I can't say how they think, but like
because it wasn't they didn't have slaves over there. You know what I'm saying? It was I mean I don't know the particulars, but I'm pretty sure that the actual slave labor in Europe was not nowhere near what it was in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah. None of the bloodshed they didn't see over there. They just had the mentality. So then in like the 50s and 60s, when all them Jamaicans came from Jamaica up to England, it was it was racism, but it wasn't as violent and it wasn't as deadly.
Yeah, that's a good word to use.
But it was still effective though. You know, it's still like
systematic.
They still sequestered these people too. They small part of town. They still use police force to keep them there. They still like discriminated against people financially, educationally, etc. But it just wasn't as deadly. Yeah. I think that's a big difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was watching this show called Small Acts on Amazon Prime. You ever seen it?
I'm not hip.
It's like a Steve McQueen did it. It's like a bunch of short films about true stories that happened.
I gotta watch it. This shit sounds interesting already.
In England. Against like
they're all in England, based in England.
It's all in England, and it's all like black people, islanders or Africans against like the police force in some kind of way or some sort of institution in some kind of way. And I was just watching that shit, and even back then in the 50s and 60s, like the way they talk to the police in the UK, the way black people talk to the police in the UK is kind of different than what black people in the 50s and 60s talk to the police in America.
Word.
Like if you talk to the police if you talk to the police in America, how black people talk to the police in UK in that time, in America, you'd be killed.
Easily.
In the UK, you go to jail.
Word.
Not saying that either one is more acceptable. However, one ends in death. The other one does not. You know, so I think that's like kind of why European racism doesn't get, especially against black people, doesn't really get that much light.
Sunlight?
Yeah,
you know, like light shed on it. Okay, yeah, I feel that.
It's they kind of are able to just make fun of how stupid white people are. You know, stupid white racists are, I should say.
Yeah.
Where in America, like, we can't just talk about how stupid they are because these niggas got guns.
Yeah, in other countries.
You know what I'm saying? They want to kill you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I should specify white racists, not white people.
Yeah.
You know.
So all you racists out there watching.
So all you racists.
You feel me? So what instruments do you play? That's what I meant to ask earlier. I know you play the guitar. What else is there? I feel like you got a...
I play bass. I can play some bass, which is basically just guitar with two less strings, but it's a different approach. I can play drum machine, piano.
The drum machine is the...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Piano, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, that's the basics, the necessities, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're a walking studio. You know
and
what
then,
you mean?
and then with technology and plugins today, you know, you can play any instrument if you can play keys, you know.
Yeah,
so,
true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Okay. Far as like in the future, like with projects and just like your career in general, like who are some artists you want to work with? Like around here, I guess, for instance.
Around here, I want to work with the people that I'm working with.
Most of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just locked in with who I'm locked in with. I really like what Smith Taylor is doing. I really like what Kip Stone is doing. I like Nuke Franklin, Tay Miles.
Right. After this, you got to give me hip to them for sure.
Yeah, these are all local people. You got to lock in with these.
I trust your sound of music. After what I'm hearing,
yeah, they crazy.
Let me know.
But I'm locked in with the people that I want to work with for now, other than like super famous people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm just focused.
No, I feel that. And far as like videos for this next album, I know Sensu Bean, the video came out like last summer though, but like it still made it to this album. Any other videos releasing coming up soon? I saw you were shooting something recently.
Yeah, just shot a video.
Yeah. It hasn't dropped yet though, right?
Hasn't dropped yet.
Okay. What song was it for?
It's a song that's not out yet.
Word.
It's some new shit.
Giving us some.
Yeah, it's some new shit coming. It's some new shit coming. Yeah, I got some new shit.
So are you kind of over the sketchbook wave now? Was that just like a little moment in time, I guess you could say, and now you're just kind of on to the next thing?
Well, Volume 1, yeah, Sketchbook Volume 1 is over with. It's done. It's out. The public has it. The merch is out. You can buy the merch. You can listen to the music. The statement has been made. You know, It's like when a movie is in theaters, the Sketchbook is in theaters. Yes. You feel me? Yeah. And now we shooting or working on the next project. It's not necessarily going to be Sketchbook Volume 2. There will be a Sketchbook Volume 2.
Gotcha.
There will be sketchbooks until I die, but every project is not going to be a sketchbook volume.
Most of that.
You know what I'm saying? This next, I don't know what this next thing is right now, but it's coming together. I got things that I'm ready to put out and see how I feel, and you know, like I said, I'm always working on shit. I'm always compiling. I got like 3 different projects in my head, like lists of tracks, and I'm always like taking one from here, putting one over. It's like always shit up here moving around.
It's like what is it called? The what's it called boards with the strings?
The whiteboard, yeah, exactly.
Like the heist boards. That's all. You know what I'm saying? String to string.
It's like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So but a definitive thing is there is music coming out. There's singles coming out. There's a video coming out that's been shot. We looking at either late spring, early summer. Word. You know, May, June.
I'm waiting.
Yeah,
I'm waiting. All right.
Yeah, man.
Have my notifications on. You feel me?
I got you, man. And I might fuck around and just like drop some shit just out of nowhere, like you know, a little Scooby snack or something, like a single.
Something to hold us over?
Yeah.
Hey.
I got some shit, man. Word.
I'm waiting for it. Yeah. Far as like the next project, is it going to be more of an experimental approach, like in the aspects of like kind of like Kanye with Yeezus? Maybe not to that extent, or is it going to be like what's kind of vibes you feeling?
I don't know.
Word. Still in the process.
I'm still like, I know that the songs that I know that I'm about to put out very soon are them type of tracks that's like they have a familiar feeling, but they are different than anything you've ever heard me do. But they still sound very much like me. And yeah, they are experimental, but not. I just don't have expectations. Just, take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? The music is the product, not me. You feel me? So like, yeah.
I feel that. I fuck with that. The
You
music
know
is the product. Okay.
Air Force Ones don't look like Air Maxes type shit. So like, I dropped some Air Force Ones. Now I'm finna drop some fucking Air Maxes or some shit like that.
Everybody has their, I don't want to call it phases, but their moods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't feel the same way every single day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But so it's gonna be some sounds on there.
Okay.
It's gonna be some shit going on.
Okay.
Some guitar, some singing, some harmonies. Shit that I always bring to the table. It's just, we're gonna shuffle it around and make it sound fresh, and it will be fresh.
Yeah. I feel that. And one of the last questions, I feel like you're like super creative, you know what I mean? I feel I can just like tell that by talking to you, like your like diction's like super advanced, like
thank you.
You real life like you read, I'm assuming, right?
I don't read.
You don't. Word.
I don't read a lot.
Word. You got good vocabulary.
I
you
watch
know
a lot
saying?
of TV.
Word. I feel you. You watch the right shit. You feel me? Hey. But far as like your visual aspect, have you ever wanted to like create like cartoons or anything like that, or just like create a TV show?
How did you know to ask me? 100%. I actually have voice acted on some shit. Voice acted and co-wrote some shit with my cousin. It's called Daytime Noir. It's on Hulu right now.
Word. What's it called?
Daytime Noir.
Daytime Noir. How do you spell that? Like N-O-I-R, like Daytime Black?
Yeah, like Daytime Black. It's a little short animated thing that I did with my cousin back in 2019. My sister, like I said, she getting her animation chops up, so we finna goddamn, when she get right, we gonna get right.
Word.
But whoever's watching, yes, animation is my passion. Voice acting is my passion. I love comedy and cartoons as much as I love music and food. You know what I'm saying? So like, holla at your guala, man.
Yeah.
I can write, I can voice act, I can draw a little bit,
I feel you, Mr. Creative. You feel me?
I'm trying, man.
Have you It's funny because I actually tried stand up comedy for the first time like a few weeks ago, and like I loved it on the aspect that like I didn't do too bad, but it's more so like getting out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I feel like
you did an open mic.
Yeah, nothing was as hard as doing like stand up comedy.
Did you bomb?
I didn't bomb. I told a few jokes, but like. Yeah, I definitely could have done better, but it was just more so I've been thinking about this for like 6 years. Though.
Same.
And it's like, all right, nigga, just go up there and do it. Like, what are you doing? It's an open mic night, an open mic night every like Wednesday and Thursday, like 15 minutes from my crib. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just bullshitting. You feel me? Go test it out. And it was fun. It was fun. Definitely trying to do it some more, but I just recommend like all artists or just everyone try it out because like you really get to like be personal with the crowd. Like when you're performing, I feel like how you connect with the crowd is like the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you can make niggas laugh who don't know anything about you, you can do anything.
That's what I try to do that in my live show. Like, that's, I think, what separates me from other performers live, because I can create when I perform, I create like a real intimate connection with me and the crowd.
What's that?
Where it's like, the crowd is not like, when you hear people like trying to chitter chatter in the background, you don't hear that when I'm performing.
They're locked in, they're listening.
Because I'm like, I try to like embody that stand up kind of thing where I'm like telling jokes. I'm making myself interesting and trying to make myself like make my story interesting, because I gotta stop you from trying to chop this girl down and listen to me.
Yeah, no, for real though.
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
So I'm not just about to get up here and play some songs that you never heard.
Yeah.
I gotta connect with you first. So, I've been working on a little tight vibe, you know.
Word. Hey,
I'm trying to get in the comedy world, but
try it out, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's like I think it's the best thing, and when I say that, I mean like I met so many people that night that I feel like I think of like a lot of stuff in just the art aspect. Like there's so many jokes up there like you never heard before that I feel like could be used for like interludes, and I feel like sometimes like jokes make like the best interludes on tracks sometimes. Like you know J. Cole's song Runaway? It's like off the Born Center album, Runaway, Runaway.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like
he
has like a mic apps like comedy sketch in the beginning of it, and it kind of leads up to the
sketch. What's the one?
It's like Man act totally different, don't they?
Oh yeah, that nigga is not like that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But it's just like if you can, and the same thing with like Kanye West and like the Bernie Mac thing. Yeah. But you know that's not Bernie Mac, that's D-Ray Davis.
Yeah, of course I know that.
But it's just like that kind of shit though. You know what I mean? And like nobody incorporates that into music anymore. Mm-hmm. But like I feel like your music's like some of the last real shit left to where it would just sound like right on it type thing.
Yeah, that I mean, I feel like comedy and music are very closely related. Dave Chappelle says this all the time. Like, musicians have an understanding of timing. We understand rhythm and timing. Mm-hmm. He said that Mos Def could like be a stand-up comedian if you really wanted to.
He did say that.
Yeah. And
he acts too. So yeah,
you feel me?
He's a good actor.
That's the realm I do. I love stand-up. I write jokes. I just am scared to perform. I'm scared.
It's different, man. I was sweating, bro, and it wasn't even hot up there. I was drenched, and it was like a 8-minute set, literally.
You did 8 minutes?
Yeah, it felt like about 40. Felt like 45 minutes. It was long. It felt long.
You did 8 minutes your first go around. I'm just trying to do 3 to 5. Like
it was solid. It was solid because I've been writing jokes for like forever. I'm talking about probably since like 17, and I have like a whole like notes catalog like on paper and like digital of like just hella shit you just kind of like randomly like spread off, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then like the biggest part is just like being able to go after the crowd. Like if you don't know what to say, just like, all right, who looks funny in this motherfucker?
Right.
You know
rank on a motherfucker,
like for real.
But it gotta be enjoyable. It gotta be
funny and can't be too aggressive though. You be like, yo, nigga, you wildin', like man, you know what I'm saying?
Like
you gotta
just trying to
be
enjoy
the perfect energy.
You
know what I mean? And it's also the biggest thing on like reading the room. That's the biggest thing because like before you tell the joke, you gotta like see like the demographic. Am I gonna tell the black joke, the white joke? Is it like men, women? What's the age? You know what I mean? Do these people get social media? Do they not? Yep. So it's like you got to have like 40 jokes in your back pocket based off the demographic.
Yep.
Which is like the best part.
Or find a way to tailor your jokes to the crowd.
Exactly. It's like if I showed you like a random crowd, you got to pick any album that would fit this crowd the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was watching this Godfrey interview, and Godfrey was saying like, in order to be a comedian, you just have to know a bunch of shit.
And that's no cap. Yeah.
Like
literally.
You have to know everything or a little bit.
And modern stuff going on too.
Yeah,
like what's going on in the news. Like, can you make a joke about Ukraine and make it funny? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you know enough about this shit to make it funny?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can't be like misinformed on a topic.
And the observation has to be fresh.
Exactly.
It has to be a fresh observation.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Michael Jackson jokes don't work right now. That shit's old as fuck.
Unless it's got to be
heat. It has to be heat.
You know what I'm saying?
Some shit no one's ever heard. But who hasn't heard every Michael Jackson joke
hasn't heard
at this point?
Every Michael
Same
Jackson.
with Bill Cosby. Shit's funny 6 years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like it's not funny. Like the Me Too movement, we understand condolences, all that.
But the
like,
joke.
The joke. You feel
and
me?
then or like airport jokes. Like everybody got airport jokes. Everybody got airplane jokes.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a few actually. I was like, nah, not right now.
If you can make them hit, you can make them hit.
Yeah.
But it's like you gotta. I mean, and no concept is new. Nothing's new under the sun. But you know, you just gotta make that shit hit.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
But I recommend trying stand up. I feel like you got a good personality. You feel me?
I'm getting there, man.
If you can play guitar on stage in front of people, sing at the same time, bro, go up there and spit some jokes.
It's different because like with music, everybody don't think they can play music.
Word.
Everybody thinks they're funny. Nobody is gonna say I'm not funny.
Word.
They might
You're
say
right, though. They
might say, well, I'm situationally funny.
Yeah.
I'm like
I have my moments.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, you just do impersonations of other comedians, nigga. You're not funny.
Dead
bro.
ass.
So you gotta overcome that because when you do stand up, everybody's thinking like I would have said that better or like that wasn't funny. You know, like so that's the thing with playing music. You kind of got this barrier of like, yeah, I can do something you can't do. So shut the fuck up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
Right.
Man. Do you ever have like the fear of bombing when you perform?
Music?
Yeah.
Never.
Word.
But comedy, yes. I'm scared.
Word.
Scared to bomb.
That's crazy. So you know you're dope, obviously.
Well, with music, I mean, yeah, like I listen to enough music to know, and if I can play a album of my favorite artist and then my shit come on and it don't sound completely jarring when my shit comes on, then I can infer that my shit is good, you know? It's okay to know when you good, like I'm good. And when I get on stage, I know what I bring to the stage. And so if you're just not feeling me, you just might just turn your head and not be feeling me. But somebody in this crowd is gonna be feeling what I'm doing because I know this shit is fire.
Yeah.
But comedy is a whole nother game.
It
Because
is.
People's laughter is influenced by other people's laughter too.
That's also true. Like, is it okay to laugh at this?
Is it okay
Some
to
shit
laugh?
might be funny as fuck, but you're like,
nobody else seems to be laughing, so maybe
yeah.
it's not fun. You know.
But as a comedian, it's like you got to find that barrier. It's like it's hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
it's
for
definitely
sure.
hard. Like I probably told like 3 total jokes. I say 1.5 of them hit. And when I say half, I mean like I got like one was like definitely like a hitter, but the
chuckle.
Yeah, then the other 2 was like low-key dead as fuck, and I was like, all right. Then the last one was like solid.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and it's also different like knowing that like most comedians aren't like as young as I am. You know what I'm saying? Like most people start.
How old are you?
I'm 24. Yeah. But like a lot of people, like
Got
I
your
know
whole life ahead of you.
Hey, I feel like it's damn near over for real, but hey, I guess so. But it's just more so about like that's why I started it because I was kind of like I don't really see anyone young trying like actual stand up. I just see niggas doing like Instagram videos.
Shit,
but I'm like, how many of you niggas are actually funny?
It's that capitalism. That
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, is Drewski actually a good stand up comedian? You know what I mean? Is Desi actually a good stand up comedian?
They are doing. What I will say about them is they are working. They are doing stand up. So I never
the
seen
live form of it though. You know what I'm saying? That's how you like know if you're funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just like, and that's just like where I got it from. But before we wrap it up, let's give your mind to the audience. Like, what's a word of advice you could use? I feel like you've been through like some tough times. You've like overcame like your adversities. You feel me? What's something you can give to the audience?
I don't have any advice, but I just will say if you do something, do it every day. Practice. Like if you play an instrument, if you make beats, if you play video games, if you write, if you try to do what you do every single day. Period. Even if you feel like what you're doing is whack or whatever, it's muscle memory. If you play basketball, nigga, you need to be shooting jump shots, nigga, or whatever y'all do every day.
Yeah.
Every day. And not in like some like sort of weird like hyper like it gotta be a Rocky montage thing. But like if you a guitar player or you play an instrument, nigga, play your scales in every key every day. You know what I'm saying? Do your finger exercises every day. Do your vocal exercises every day. Get a drum pattern laid down. Get a free idea written down. Wake up every morning and write for 10 minutes or whenever you write.
Yeah.
Just make sure you do what you do every single day.
Most definitely.
And even if you got a job and you say, oh, I don't have time, that's bullshit. You got time because when you get off work, you about to go smoke a blunt, jerk off, take a shower, watch TV, and do some. So whatever, like before or after you jerk off, nigga, play your scales. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or before you watch TV until you fall asleep, nigga, get your scales played. You see what I'm saying? That's just practice every day.
Word.
That's all I gotta say.
I feel you. Anything else to the audience?
Stream that sketchbook.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? Follow
Yes, sir.
Peachcurls on all platforms. It's Peachcurls, one word, spelled correctly.
Peachcurls.
Exactly.
Peach.
Curls.
Correct.
One word.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
And then also the thing on Hulu, Daytime Noir.
Daytime Noir, yeah.
Daytime Noir. You
Yep.
feel me? Go check them out. I was blessed to have you on the show.
Thank
Literally
you.
my favorite guest by far.
Oh,
thank you so
man.
much.
Thank you.
And until next time.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
It was like hour 20, hour 30.
Yeah.